Today, we're making some air fryer fish sticks. Fish sticks? Fish steaks. Fish sticks. I've got some amazing fresh cod that we're gonna cut into fish sticks. We're gonna season it, bread it, pop it in our air fryer, and serve it alongside some cocktail and tartar sauce. You don't wanna miss it. This is Coach Sean's Kitchen. I'm Coach Sean, and here in the kitchen, we take our favorite recipes and we make them just a little bit healthier. So if you're new here, welcome, thanks for stopping by. If you enjoy this channel and like what I'm doing, be sure to subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment down below. But let's not waste any time, let's start making some fish sticks. Now the first thing we're gonna do is get together our breading station. So I'm gonna go with 1 egg to dip my fish in, and then I'm gonna use a combination of all-purpose flour along with some breadcrumbs and some seasoning to coat the outside of the fish. 1 egg. Still got it. There we go, and our egg is thoroughly beaten. So I'll set that aside, and next up we're going to deal with the dry station. So you can use any type of flour. I'm using some all-purpose flour, and I'm also using a combination of breadcrumbs as well. I'm gonna go with 3 parts flour to 1 part breadcrumb. And 1 scoop of breadcrumbs. Now I'm gonna go ahead and season this breading. I'm gonna start with a good heavy pinch of salt. Next up, I got some of that Kinder's Buttery Steakhouse. If you know, you know. I don't think I've ever gone overboard on this stuff. And last but not least, we got some Old Bay. Is it really fish sticks if you're not putting Old Bay in it? Let's go ahead and mix this up. Now that our egg and our breading station is prepped, let's turn our attention to our fish. You guys know how I always like to use protection. I've got some wonderful cod fillets here, and you already know where I picked this up from. Now you can really use any sort of whitefish that you like here. I went with cod just because it was the best looking fish at Costco that day. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to follow some of the natural seams of this, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut up into a few fish sticks. Now ideally you want all of these fish sticks to be about the same size, but don't go crazy over trimming them. They're gonna cook so fast anyways, it's not really going to make a difference. Now these pieces that are just a little bit too thin to turn into a fish stick, I'm gonna save that for another recipe. Now we're gonna start breading our fish sticks. Before we do this, I'm gonna make sure that I've got my cooking tray ready to go so that I can bread them and get them right on there. So I've got one of those air fryers that uses the tray inside of it, so I'm gonna make sure that I liberally spray it so that nothing sticks. We'll put a few of these fish sticks into our egg wash, then I'm gonna let them drip off. And then we'll toss them into our breading. And then we'll go ahead and toss these guys around just a little bit. And after that first initial flip, I'm gonna go with the wet hand, dry hand method. Now that our fish stick is battered, we can put it onto our tray and go ahead and fry it, but if you want an extra crispy fish stick, you can always double batter it, which is what I'm gonna do today. So we're gonna go back into that egg wash, and then we're gonna go back into that breading. I think my favorite aroma coming out of these fish sticks right now has to be the Old Bay. As always, you can season these guys however you want, but I'd say that the Old Bay is mandatory. All right, now let's go ahead and finish battering the remaining fish sticks. I think this is one of my favorite recipes to make for a post-workout meal, because I've got all of this wonderful protein that I get to eat with the fish, but then I also have the breading, which anytime I'm post-workout, I always try to get most of my carbs around that time. You know, every time I try to avoid the club hand, I never do. Wet hand, dry hand, I try. But at the end of the day, just know that you're going to have club hand. That's a gorgeous looking fish stick. Now that all my fish sticks are breaded, the next step is to wash those fishy hands. Now the last thing I'm gonna do before I put these guys into the air fryer is hit them with a little bit of olive oil. I find this is the perfect way to get a nice golden brown crust on the outside. So these are gonna go into my air fryer at 375 degrees, and I'm going to check on them in 6 minutes. There we go, we are 6 minutes in right now, and you can see that we are starting to get a beautiful golden color on the outside of these guys. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and flip all of my fish sticks. We're gonna hit them with a little bit more of that spray, and then we're gonna pop them right back into that air fryer for about another 4 to 6 minutes until they're temping at that 140 degrees. We're gonna pop these bad boys back in the air fryer for another 4 to 6 minutes. All right, so I ended up giving these guys another 6 minutes, and here is how they turned out. You can see they have a beautiful golden brown color all around the outside of these guys. And just to show you that they're crunchy, you can see we got a nice crispy crust right there on the outside. Fork don't lie. So let's go ahead and move these guys to the side, and we are ready to plate up. You can see we've got our tartar sauce and our cocktail sauce, 2 of my favorite sauces to serve alongside some fish sticks. Oh, beautiful. The aroma smells amazing. I love that Old Bay. So let's go ahead and take the ugly guy and let's give him a taste. Let me see, you got our fish stick, breaking that in half. Oh, nice and flaky. Love the aroma. See, that's the fish stick I wish I grew up with. That's phenomenal. I keep giving all the credit to the Old Bay, but I gotta say, that buttery steakhouse, one of the best things I've ever found. You know what the best part about homemade cocktail sauce is? You control the amount of horseradish in there. Just cleared my sinuses. Now, true honest review, how do these fish sticks turn out? Are they better than a Linton Catholic fish fry that I grew up with? No. But there's just something about a bunch of 40-year-old men reusing the same oil for the past 10 years that just gives it a little extra to the fish stick. But if you're looking for something to get a craving and you're trying not to fall off your diet, this is pretty dang good. Don't sleep on the air fryer for making a good quality fish stick. Hey, if you enjoyed this episode of Coach Sean's Kitchen, be sure to subscribe to my channel, give this video a like, and tell a friend about it. It's the single best thing you can do for any channel that you enjoy watching. I want to thank you for tuning in to this episode of Coach Sean's Kitchen, and as always, you can make anything homemade and healthy.